Pluto retrograde is officially back at 1 degree in Aquarius and not at 2 degrees in Aquarius. You may be thinking, oh, that's such a slight difference, and it is only 1 degree. But let's talk about some major differences between the 2 degrees and some things that might be different for you within your Pluto power, death, and transformation lessons right now, because we are at 1 degree. The further along the degrees are, so like the more of a number that it is, the older that the transit is. So when we go through retrogrades, it's almost like going through an age regression if you were to talk about like trauma and therapy work. We talk about it too as like inner child healing. That can happen with transits also. And Pluto in Aquarius is really about our power of the ability to bring life, our power of the ability to create and use our life force. How are we doing that? How is it changing our course? How is it altering our life? And ultimately, how are we altering ourselves by being a creative person in the world? And how does us being a creative person in the world alter what is around us because we exist as a creative person in the world? It's a really beautiful, beautiful placement. And I'm very much looking forward to Pluto being in Aquarius for the next 23 years, even though it's going to go back into Capricorn this year also. But you know, it is what it is. It needs to be. The difference between the degrees, 2 degrees is like literally like a certain stage of your power of learning about that creativity and everything that I just spoke prior to right now. Learning about that creativity, it's now more about innocence because we've gone down 1 degree. So if you're learning more about the way that you were as a creative person when you were a child, or maybe when you were starting off your projects, because the 0 degree is really about the conception of those ideas before we really like start any action on them or before we birth them into the world. So we do still go over 0 degrees in this retrograde with Pluto because we are going back into Capricorn. But this 1 degree is more about the very, very beginning of your creative ideas. The very moment that you have that spark of wanting to go and be creative, start your creative process, your artistic process. It really is about lighting that spark so that your world is not so dark. And that 2nd degree is a little bit more of like we're starting to be in a flow because now there's a pattern and we've been in it for more than just 1 moment. There's been multiple moments. So there it is. We're focusing on the start now in our power of creativity and the bringing of life into the world. Do what you need to do, go and brew, and I love you, and I'll talk to you very soon.